Welcome back to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are amazing and I hope you are having a beautiful day so far. Guys, we're talking self-worth. How do you have high levels of self-worth? What are the secrets to self-worth that people do not tell you? And this shows up in relationships. This shows up in your business. This shows up in your career. This shows up with your friendships, your family, your parenting. It shows up everywhere. The quote that really resonates with me for this topic is a rising tide raises all boats. As your self-worth improves, all areas of your life improve. You don't tolerate toxic or poor behavior. You hold people accountable. You enforce boundaries. Everything gets better in your life as your self-worth improves. So before I kick into it, guys, there's a lot of gold nuggets here. There's a lot of secrets here that you can implement into your life right now. Before we do that, if I can ask a favor of you guys liking the video down below, it just helps with the algorithm, helps me reach more people, change more lives, impact more people. It takes like 2 seconds of your day, and I really appreciate that. 3, 2, 1, let's rock and roll. Guys, firstly and foremost, the quote that comes to mind for me when it comes to self-worth or revealing or being, having high levels of self-worth is being your most authentic self. The quote I overuse, the statue of David, Michelangelo crafted or sculpted this beautiful statue of David. Someone asked him, "How did you make such a beautiful statue?" His answer is beautiful. He said, "David was always there in the statue. I just had to remove everything that was not him." And if you sit with that and lean into that, what that means is your high level, authentic version of you, high self-worth version of you is inside of you. It's not about becoming someone else. It's removing everything that's not you. And when you can actually do that, I'm going to show you how to do that in this video, you feel incredible. You feel inspired. You feel like you've got incredible levels of self-esteem and self-worth and self-love. I want to use an example for you right now. When you were younger, kind of around the ages of sort of 5 to 10 to 15, when you were in a safe environment to express yourself, you weren't on fight or flight, you weren't anxious, you weren't stressed, you were in a safe environment to express yourself. Your younger child, your inner child was out to play. Did you struggle with confidence then? Did you struggle with self-worth then? Did you struggle with caring about other people's opinions then? You did not, because you're living in the present moment. You're being your authentic self, your weird, quirky, smelly, weird, interesting, authentic version of you. And that's how we achieve high levels of self-worth. It's by being the authentic, real version of us. That comes back to that quote again, the statue of David. So the question is, who is your authentic self? What are all those layers on top of you, the personas, the mask, the ego, the wounds that are dimming your light? Your light shines brightest when you let it shine freely. And that comes back to, yet again, removing everything that's dimming that light. Removing everything that isn't you. I'm going to show you how to do that. So, understand the secret. Number one secret to self-worth is being your authentic self. It's not trying to be someone else. You will never be happy and fulfilled trying to be number 2 of someone else. You are unique. You are beautiful. You are an individual. Be that person. But who is that person? Because you might have been going through life for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, trying to be someone else, taking on the beliefs and the ideals and the expectations of your parents, of religion, of society, of your friends, of social media. So you've got so many layers of things that aren't you that are dimming your light. So we're going to remove that. And how do we do that? The second secret is to get clear on your values. I use values all the time in most of the work that I do. Your values is what's most important to you and to the fulfillment of your life. They are unique to you as a fingerprint. No one person has the exact same set of values in life. Because achievement in life is very scientific. There's strategies, there's processes, there's recipes for success. If you train a certain way, eat a certain way, you're going to have a great body. If you do certain things with your finances and investment strategies, you're going to make money. There's certain formulas and methods to success for achievement. But for fulfillment, it's very unique. It's like art. Have anyone been to like a art gallery before and you see this painting and you can't even tell what it looks like, and you look at the price tag, it says $5 million, and you're like, what the fuck is that? How can someone pay $5 million for that? Well, clearly someone's a lot more creative and can see the value that you can't see. But that's the beautiful thing about life, is we all have things that uniquely fill our cups up, uniquely make you feel beautiful, uniquely make you feel whole. And those are our values. And they're not, I won't go down the whole rabbit hole of values in this video. I've done videos on that. I've done many videos on values, to be honest. But it's understanding what are your unique values that are uniquely important to the fulfillment of your life as an individual. Some people value family. Fantastic. Some people don't. And if you ever hear the words or use the words that you have to, you've ought to, you must, you should, you're using, or someone is putting their values ahead of yours. Remember this quote, or there's a couple lines here. When you're feeling guilty, that is feedback that you're putting someone else's values or opinions or expectations ahead of your own. Low self-worth is feedback that you are not being authentic, that you're not being your authentic self, that you're not living to your own values. So I do this myself. I'm still guilty of this sometimes. Very few and far between compared to where I was, especially when I started my self-help journey. But when I'm experiencing low self-worth, I take a step back and I say, interesting. I'm feeling quite shit right now. I'm feeling low right now. I'm lacking self-worth right now. Which one of my values have I not been fulfilling? What values have I not filled up right now? I go do that and I feel amazing. I had a client, one-on-one client, and I was working with her, and I asked her, how was the last week since I've seen you? And she's like, oh my God, I've just felt really shit. I've just really lacked self-worth this week. I'm really lacking confidence this week. I said, beautiful. Well, we've done your values. We did that 2 weeks ago. Tell me your top 3 values. And it was health, it was friendships, and it was her career. I said, tell me, how was your health for the last week? She's like, shit, I haven't trained. Well, there's number 1. How are your friendships? Shit, I haven't caught up with any of my friends in the last week. Well, there you go. There's number 2. I said, what about your career? Well, she was working on her business, career/business. And I said, how's your business going? She's like, honestly, I haven't prioritized any of my business work. I said, well, that's why you're feeling shit. The low self-worth is just feedback for you to get in alignment with what your values are, what your purpose is, and what's meaningful to you. So listen to it. Now, a good question is, how do you determine your values? I have a video on that. Go to YouTube right now and type in Lewis Huckstep values. There's a free video there. Go check it out. It's step by step. There's a free PDF to download as well. It's absolutely free. It's all yours. But your values are areas of life. They're not social idealisms. And what I mean by that, some people think they should value family. Family is the most important thing. Family should come first, according to someone who has a high value on family. It's like someone who's really fit, like a bodybuilder, going up to someone and saying, you should go to the gym more, you should train harder, you should look after your body more. That's according to someone who has a high value on health. We don't have to do anything. You don't have to be listening to this video right now. You don't have to be listening to this podcast. You don't have to work the job that you've got. You can go live on the street. You don't have to eat healthy. You don't have to pay the bills. Where's the laws that told you had to do any of this? Where's the user's manual to who you are? It's not there. You do what you want to do at some level. The only reason you do or don't do things is because you're inspired to do it, unless you're forced or manipulated into doing it. That's a different conversation. So again, I'm kind of going around this topic a few times to really nail this home for you, is get clear on your values. Go watch the video. I've got a free video there for you. For someone who doesn't want to really go watch the video, just a short way to do it is, what do you think about? What do you talk about? What do you spend your money on? What energizes you? What are you most spontaneously inspired to go do? Where are you most organized in your life? What do you talk about most in social settings? What do you visualize the most about? What do you inwardly think about and talk to yourself about the most? And within all of those answers, there's going to be common answers. It might be business, it might be nature, it might be music, it might be dancing, it might be health, it might be coaching, it might be teaching, it might be Whatever it may be, traveling, it might be experiences. Beautiful. Everyone's different. Everyone's unique. The statue of David is in there. You've just got all these bullshit opinions and expectations of who you should be and have to be good enough, which is just total bullshit. So by removing the things that aren't you and allowing your authentic self to shine through, you feel fucking amazing. My highest value is coaching. I see this podcast as coaching. Right now I'm coaching. I feel fucking great because I'm living my highest value. When you're living to your highest three values, they're the most potent ones for you. When you're living to those top three, you feel fucking incredible. And then you can take it a little bit step further, is you schedule those values into your calendar. What doesn't get scheduled doesn't get done. And then those actually become boundaries for you. If you've ever heard or thought about setting boundaries or enforcing boundaries, get clear on your values and then schedule them into your calendar. And their boundaries, every time you allow someone to overstep those boundaries because of their opinions, because of their expectations, because of their values, you devalue yourself. You devalue yourself by not prioritizing your own values. I'm going to jump off this train right now because I could speak about this for hours. I hope that made sense. Next step, doing some inner healing work. If you've got wounds, which we all do, but if you've got a lot of wounds, you're going to get triggered a lot. When you're triggered, it's revealing a part of you that you have not healed through yet. Listen to what I just said. When you get triggered, it's revealing a wound or a trauma that you have not healed through yet. And when you get triggered, because it's painful, and as human beings, we want to move away from pain and move towards pleasure, because you don't want to go into pain, your ego shows up to protect you from going into those wounds. Your ego stands door at your wounds to protect you. So when you get triggered, your ego shows up. You get defensive, you get deflective, you attack, you blame, you dismiss, you deny. That's what the ego does because it doesn't want to go into the trauma. It doesn't want to go into the wound because it's fucking painful. This is just evolutionary behavior. It's very normal stuff. It's just being conscious of it. So by definition, the point I'm sharing this is the more wounds that you have, the more triggered you're going to be, the more your ego is going to be out to play. So when you meet people that has a lot of ego or they're very egotistical, they've just got a lot of wounds. There's actually a good frame to look through things as well, so you're less judgmental of someone. When someone is being very egocentric or very egotistical, just look at them and send them love. Like, I'm sending you healing energy because you've got a lot of healing to do. And we all do. I've got healing to do still. I've done a lot, but I've got a lot to go, as we all do. So the point of this story is do the inner healing work. Because if you want to be more authentic and less egocentric, then you must heal through the wounds that your ego is trying to protect. I hope that hit home for you. My last point, my last secret for you guys is limiting beliefs. We always confirm the beliefs that we have about ourselves or how the world is. If you believe you are not good enough, you will make that true. If you believe the world is a hurtful place, if you believe there are no good guys left, if you believe relationships are a waste of time and they equal pain, if you believe money is evil, if you believe there are no opportunities in the world, if you believe the world is a scary, hurtful place, you will make that true. Henry Ford said it. If you believe you can, or if you believe you can't, you are right. So it's understanding and identifying the beliefs which come from our stories and experiences from when we're very young, which served us in the moment but is not serving you for where you are right now. Identifying those limiting beliefs and rewiring those. There's a process we go through. That's an hour-long conversation. We're not going to do that today. But do the inner healing work from those ego, those wounds, those traumas, but also those limiting beliefs that are no longer serving you. That, if you combine all of that together, the last step I have here, or the last secret I've got here, is environment. You become who you hang with. If you're hanging around people that are depressed and anxious and aren't working on themselves and don't have goals and they're not working to become better human beings, you're going to become like them. And there's no other way to put that. If you hang out with losers, you'll become a loser. And if that triggers you, there's a wound there to heal through. Go do the healing work. So it's an invitation for you to work on you, but hang around the right people. Whether you Reach out to people on social media, whether you go to meetup events, whether you go to seminars and courses where those people that are working on themselves are there. That's an invitation for you. I'm going to summarize this whole thing for you. Number one, the statue of David, remember that. To have high levels of self-worth, be authentic, be yourself, be you, be authentically, unapologetically you. Secondly, understand your values. Go to YouTube. I've got a free video and a free PDF. It's all free. Go check it out. Go determine your values and schedule them into your calendar and live to them. Set boundaries. Hold people to them. Every time you don't, you devalue yourself. 3, do the inner healing work. We all have trauma. We all have wounds. The more that you have, the more you'll get triggered, and therefore the more egocentric you'll be instead of authentic. So do the inner healing work. Number 4, rewrite those limiting beliefs. What are those limiting beliefs? Identify them, rewrite them. That you're not enough, that you don't deserve it, that you're not lovable, that you don't deserve love, that you are your past, not your future, whatever it may be. Identify it and rewrite it. And the last one, get around the right people. You become who you hang with. You understand that. You've heard that before. So make a conscious effort to cut off those people that are not moving forward, that are not working on themselves, that are not putting in the inner work, that are not listening to podcasts like you are right now. Get around people that are fucking going places and going where you want to go and becoming the people that you want to become. Because you'll pick up their beliefs. You'll pick up their stories. You'll pick up their traits. You will become like them. I hope this has been valuable for you guys. If you have got value from this, please like the video. Comment down below what's your biggest takeaway. I respond to every single comment on my YouTube channel. Please go down, comment below. And if I can ask a favor, share this with a friend. Find someone, maybe 1 to 3 people that you think will get value from this. Send it to them, help impact their lives, help change their life, and help them have high levels of self-worth. Thank you so much. Much love, guys. I appreciate you. See you on the next episode. Have a great day.